Saturday Showdown. Hanwha Life Esports versus T1.
Just gone like an Ashe instead, and then would have synced better maybe with the comp. But they go for the MF. Does have that lane pressure over the Kai'Sa early, and the Braum is a pretty good matchup.
Oh, it's Diana. I forgot about this. Obviously, it's Diana top into the Gwen.
Yes. Well, this is kind of what I was talking about. Something a little bit spicier that they didn't expect to be banned. So clearly, Kingen has been prepping this into the Gwen.
I don't know about Diana top lane. It's been a while. I used to play a lot of Diana mid, but that was when she was released, which is approximately 12 years ago.
I guess
there's so many things that played in so many different roles. Man, that is a throwback skin as well. Very interested to see how this one's going to go. Let's dive onto the rift for Genji versus Nongshim. Guard. Crescent Slash was an Akali ability.
Yeah, because they changed it. Because it used to be her ult was the dash, and her E was Gwen was really strong. Akali was picked into Gwen, likely for similar reasons of how you would play the matchup. So I think at 6 maybe is where you'll look to...
Well, he got solo killed. So assumptions, and we need to give him benefit of the doubt. Let's have a look at this one more time.
Yeah, so Kingen kind of pushes for the level 4, and he's a bit more focused on the minions, and then maybe should have just flashed that Q. Which, I mean, wouldn't it feel good to...
I could imagine that that would be the case.
Champion, a year plus in pro.
Ooh, that's a nice little hook coming out from Lens, as Doro just gives him the door.
Yeah, unfortunately it is Braum, so...
This is all going not so well for Nongshim. Okay, there's a bullet time. Jiu is almost just straight up dead as he flashes, but Ruler still just hits him with a Q.
Yep, can't flash an auto attack.
Oh dear. I mean, it's basically an auto attack as there is a nice Winter Spike connecting onto Lehens as well. And now Ruler is looking to line it up, but Lehens thinks he's found the angle and Ruler will go down, but not before.
You know, there's champions like Kayle and Castin who spike at 16, so maybe that's the angle. Yeah, he had to walk forwards to get out of it. I think maybe just flashing out of it would have been the correct call, but
yeah. The game here as well, as Canyon is just chilling on that one. Gideon hasn't really been seen so far.
Yeah, you know it's kind of doomed when like Keen doesn't have TP, but Nongshim still can't contest what could be a 4v5.
His name was G4, and he was brilliant at the Diana, I remember, many years ago. As Gideon gonna hop over the wall, but Duro is still gonna just throw some Winter's Bite at it. There's a one goal Gideon, that's so cool. All right, Keen's gonna do it once again, as Keen's in trouble, does get the Moonfall, pulls Keen in, but you have more AoE CC. As Gideon has more being dead, as Canyon is going to dive on top of him. Gideon now actually throwing down a fair bit of damage. Yeah, has the doggos, and now Kingen with no ulti, but he's pretty sticky on this Diana. There's the dash forward, and he does have the ult, but I think Canyon still did. Never mind, they get over the wall, and Duro just stands beside him.
Oh man.
Ruler has taken this today's matchup relatively seriously.
Yeah, certainly not.
No. And Duro as well being a great cheerleader, as we saw in the last clip, as he's diving forward, protecting his minions. Stand beside Braum exactly as... Oh god, yeah, that double up actually doing a lot of work. Still tanks the turret as Lehens gets the old flash. In comes Jiu. Can Ruler survive? That's the question, as Duro's going down as well. And Gideon just grabs a double out of nowhere.
Oh, Lehens again, this old flash mechanic. He's shown it before.
Transition it into this Cloud Drake as well.
That's how your Coach Kim would not be laughing after that play.
Not anymore. He does have that, and that was very cute. As Fisher is in a bit of trouble. As in goes Shelly at the same time. Gideon wanting to try and defend, but I don't think it's going to happen. We did have a small moment where we could have potentially thought about saying something positive for the gold on Nongshim. That was pretty good. As Lehens going to find his way in once again. Gideon diving on top of Chovy. Arakan getting involved as well, as they use this as a leash angle. 4v5, that's the question. They're now looking for an angle as Keen dives in, and Kingen, not sure about that. Did get the ult off, but it didn't really do anything at all as Canyon's turned up. They've got 5 members now as Jiu splits to the other side, tries to hex skate out, and it was very, very sad. Chovy going to go back to the Arakan, picks that one up, and it was a worthy try, Nongshim.
Yep. Oh, TP coming in.
Oh, Voidseeker is going to land as Jiu's going to turn up. Okay, Gideon goes untargetable, so he's out of this fight, but Fisher, he's the one that needs to try and catch him, and there is a gorgeous charm. Keen is just going to smell the roses for a moment as a golden Gwen, but almost manages to pick up the kill at the same time. Still, Genji going to be pushing on that top side. Teleport in from Chovy just to guard this mid-outer turret. And in the meantime, an inhibitor turret's going down.
Yeah, they can't defend this.
Yeah, and so we'll see how we do picking up those as Lehens, he's going to get picked up by Canyon here. And Chovy will be able to deliver the death blow. Never mind, it's actually Canyon that collects that one. Kingen is going to take that as his invitation to go home.
Yes, this is the brush hiding part of the Diana.
As Ruler moving
the
back
10 stacks have been hit. This is prime time.
Wait. Is Fisher going to be able to find the angle? That's the question. Never mind. Lehens has already been caught out. Does buy a bit of time with the ulti, but it's not quite enough. That's a brilliant ult coming out from Duro as well as Kingen. He finds an ult under 3. And most of the damage is unable to follow up. Jiu one shot away from being stunned. It's Fisher trying to be helpful, and that Hex Gate actually gets him out.
Does save his life. Dragon.
Oh, wait. Is it going to be a potential angle?
Can't take that Hex Gate. Execute.
Yep, that is. So he is going to be able to secure the execute. That does mean, though, that it's very... Okay, never mind. Gideon going to be able to pop over the wall. Nice job just to play some defense. But as it's all happening, Ruler is taking a drag.
Gideon Fisher.
Yeah, Kingen has the ultimate back up again. As Chovy is just going to hold the ult. Not going to get baited there as Gideon goes untargetable, but it doesn't really matter. And now they take the Baron and they take the lives of the Nongshim members.
Oh,
that is a...
It does not do damage.
It does not. It did not do very much of anything at all. As Lehen's going to be the next target here. Chovy just following him. Jiu trying to do some tricky stuff to try and get out with the Killer Instinct, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work as Duro trying to stay alive. It's going to be Fisher grabbing another kill as Chovy and Fisher now fighting. Chovy not with the mobility that Fisher has, and Ruler is done with this game and wants to just kind of end it. As Chovy is just going to send the Sand Soldiers forward, takes down the Ahri, and Lehens gives him a good old thumbs up and stops the back. And will also help Chovy get some more kills this game, and there it is.
Yeah, Chovy takes out his former teammate in Cold Blood. And I feel like Cold Blood kind of accurate for how Nongshim are feeling right now. This game is very over, and it has been for a while.
It was. The Nexus goes down.
나필부터 팰게. 나필이 패야 될 듯. 너 그냥 한번 팰게 계속. 약간 먹자. 나필 밀어냈어. 먹었어.
야, 매운 거 없다.
아, 매운맛 줘. 나 다이애나 슬로우 천천히 볼게. 다이애나?
다이나. 이끌었어.
나필이 싼 거.
야, 얘들아, 밑으로 가. 탑으로 가자.
나 노틸.
너네끼리 나 탑 간다. 매운 맞아줄 수 있어.
가봐. 공 안 줄게요.
매운 없다, 얘.
형 뭐 여기 끝인 거 같긴 해.
나 살짝 본다. 이게 좋았어? 갔어요.
안 봐줘도 돼, 지금.
상관없어.
나필이는 이제 집 도착했다, 만약. 나필 노프림.
형, 노틸 지금 집 가는 중.
그냥 같이 가면 끝나지 않을까?
공은 없어.
탑에 집 갔다 탈출. 탑으로 다 같이 가.
탑으로 가자.
아, 노틸. 탑을 막아야겠는데? 나필이 여기 있다.
Nongshim fans, maybe?
Yeah, perhaps.
6.3k damage. You know, maybe her ult was bugged and not doing damage. Maybe that's why it was so low. Perhaps.
I mean, honestly, everyone didn't do a whole lot of damage on the side of Nongshim. Gen G just kind of rolled over the top.
Well, I can say one thing. No matter what happens in the...
Sion, this was another one that was in the good old top 5 plays.
Bin, yep.
Gigabin finding the huge Q. See whether King can do the same thing as he is going to lock that one away.
Yeah, it's just, to me it's interesting that they opted to save the Sion pick till last. I will say this is a very bulky composition from Gen G, but it's also a 2-carry composition, and there's a lot of dive on the side of Nongshim. Like if you land a Shock Blast onto someone and they're just zoned out the fight, really hard to play if it connects onto Ruler or Chovy. If you have that late engage onto them, and for some teams, I could see this being a struggle, being like, okay, if either of your carries mess up, then where is your damage coming from?
Yeah, I just thought that I'd follow up with some facts of my own.
Good specifics.
Yeah, sometimes you have to get specific, and we are specifically into game number 2, apparently.
But Ruler is landing a pretty disturbing amount of Mystic shots.
Yeah, there's a Flash Pulverize as well from Duro. They are not pulling any punches. Jiu trying to get those burst fires down. You can see Ruler just walking up. Lehens, thankfully, able to smack him back down there just a little bit, but drinking their potions, licking their wounds.
Yeah, and honestly, Nongshim bot lane not respecting the notorious Alistar level 1.
True. Off the back end of that one happening is, all right, Lehens going in. Ruler's not able to go back just yet. Exactly, and so maybe that was that benefit that we were talking about. Pulverize is going to mean that that Mystic Shot does cut him down.
I will say, if Jiu had died in that initial play, would have been back to lane quicker.
True. That's really the cup half full. Even making excuses for the theoretical things that could happen as Lehens finds another knock-up onto Ruler. Canyon is here, gets the flash and just pulls Jiu out. Remember, he doesn't have any sums. That is going to be the headbutt back, and that is going to be first blood over to Ruler.
Into any matchup. We'll see this play.
끝.
Yep, just said
오케이,
good.
Flash
와,
grab.
지르는데?
Sam's house.
대광부.
Beautiful.
제리. 와, 막 미치네. 와, 막.
I think he was pretty happy about that.
You know what? Those shoes are looking pretty tight at the moment.
I would say so. I think he needs to size up. As Kingin is going to walk on over. Lahens does find a knock up onto Chovy, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough.
Flash. Oh, the thumbs up. Chovy.
Oh, no. But it's Lahens, so obviously.
Has to
he
get
has
into his
to.
mind. So, what?
What?
The teleport there. Huh? Fisher.
Fisher?
Fisher, I said nice things about you.
Gideon has started up the grubs. Looks like Canyon is going to come on over, so probably going to be a trade of a few of these. Gideon will at least be able to get one. Oh, down. Oh, 1 health! Okay! That was terrifying.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mid lane. Okay, never mind. There's a knock-up from Lahens. Chovy gets ulted here, but the Chaos Storm does come down, and Fisher is out of there. Another headbutt back. Is Gideon going to get knocked up and taken down relatively low. That was actually a cute use of his stop function on very, very low, but he's just trying to keep them away. 4 grubs will be locked up as now Canyon making his way in, does manage to lock one down, but Lahens is still just playing with him. He's got a blast cone he can mess around with as well, and that is actually going to be effective.
Chovy's given up.
Yeah, this is so weird. I don't know which fight to commentate as Duro's going to get hit by a shock blast. There goes that last grub. As 5 do go over to Nongshim. Lahens is in the enemy base now. He's like, wasn't I on this team? This is the team I was on before, right? As there it is, Soul Furnace, and that is a kill going over. Jump scare, not going to be able to take him down. As Kingin on the gravity well. Oh no, that was gorgeous from Duro.
Oh, that is a heartbreaker, honestly. Aurora just winning.
Yeah, seems to be
I
fine.
don't think they killed him.
I don't think so either. But Lahens is here. Duro is also here though, and Lahens is taking a whole host of damage. Phenomenal Impale is going to come through. One of them is a clone though, as Lahens, there it is. Somehow it's Canyon that picks up the kill, actually. I thought that was an auto attack following from Ruler. Ruler probably.
And can find someone isolated, different story.
And the difficulty is that the self-heal at this time in the last game, okay, never mind. Canyon is looking for Lahens. He'll find him one more time as Ruler is there as well. Battle Dance gets Lahens out of there, and somehow he survives that bleed that killed him before. I didn't even think that was why he was just walking towards the enemy team, as another headbutt comes forward. Charm does come through though from Lahens, but he's just going to explode before he can really use it. That is going to be a steal, but the eye I don't think is going to get picked up. Gideon, never mind. He does get over there, takes that one down, flashes over the wall, stays alive, and they've got a blast cone to take the 2 of them out of there. That means the Fisher is by himself though, as Kingin wanting to kill Ruler, and Ruler says no. And there's 2 damage dealers up there towards the top side. During that exchange, and now, oh dear. Oh wow, okay, well, let's see what
line it up, you can do it.
Yeah, Canyon, he's through the wall, and yeah, unfortunately, if Canyon's already in the wall, if you go into the wall, you will get stopped by Canyon, who is in the wall.
Okay. And I guess
Barons, yeah.
And I guess Atakan.
Yeah.
But like Atakan's not the original, but like if someone took Atakan, you couldn't really you couldn't call that a perfect game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that's a bit confusing about it.
Atakan just feels like such a significant objective. It's weird to say perfect game, but they got Atakan.
지리는데?
Wow. I think Ruler is having a good time here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ezreal.
Yeah, that's very true. He's just generally having a good time. As Duro underneath the turret is going to knock up 2 people and a clone.
Yeah. I think my parents had one of those.
Yeah.
I don't have a lawn, so I don't personally have one, but I guess any standard homeowner has an anti-gravity lawnmower.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is now. I've been living in apartments for too long, but I imagine that's where the technology's at. As Teleport is going to get Keen in there, and of course, he's happy to teleport in amongst everyone. That is going to be now feats of strength picked up as Kingin going to boot Canyon out of the wall. That's nicely played, and Genji taking a lot of damage here. Dude, they are able to get behind him. Ruler down to 50%. Is this going to be the moment here? As there's the flash forward, but Jiu's able to dash his way out, and now the grand entrance comes in. It's 1 kill for the Zeri. Keen turned into a zombie as Chovy now there with a whole bunch of damage. Ruler as well, not a lot of mana, but is certainly able to still contribute. As Duro able to limp his way out. Jiu running the wrong direction, but Nongshim, it was so close to winning a fight, and I honestly think they kind of did. As True Shot Barrage going to pick up the kill on a Fisher, never mind.
Never mind. So close, so close. They had the edge, you know.
Chovy. Well, speaking of access onto Chovy, Kingin is just going to kill him.
That's a big shutdown.
Even more of it.
so low. No. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see. Ruler does take a shock blast, but there's the train. Jiu's going to skate out of the way. But now the rest of Nongshim, they have to leave.
Guys, Chovy's up. He's got TP. Just leave. Just leave.
Oh,
Let it
God. Yeah, the
Release
teleport
it.
in. All right, Gideon, he desperately wants to be here so that he can go for this. As now the Chaos Storm comes in, the Death Ray's there as well, but Jiu's able to get over the wall. Lahens is dead, and the Archon was picked up by Genji thanks to the leash, and oh God. Fisher not able to get over that wall, but still able to use the ulti to create the amount of space that he required. So Nongshim lose the fight.
Had Archon around for a pretty long time now. Oh.
Yeah, that's a teleport in. They're going to see whether they can get Ruler out of here, and he does get quickness and may actually go down. However, Canyon over here, he's able to destroy the Wukong, and they're just immortal. Yes, they did get one withdrawal, but Canyon is just going to live, and then Keen cuts down the Aurora.
I think I'm safe to say it. You may disagree. You may find me too controversial.
I do think that you are somewhat controversial. However, I'm ready to agree with you here, as Jiu is also under a lot of danger, as he has to flash. True Shot Barrage was too close. And now this is Hextech Soul Point. Genji looking to try and pick that one up, as there is no chance for Nongshim to get in. So Hextech Soul for Genji.
Despair? How are they ever killing
Oh no, they even just steal away the blue buff.
Oh, he gets a smite as well.
Canyon's going to be able to secure it.
It's post-Baron. Everyone gets the blue.
They did almost manage to kill his
Look at
shield, and yeah, he's just going to pull the hands over. Special delivery of the Rakan as Jiu. He ults and dies.
The LCK Cup, and it went to 5 games. And then these 2 games today, it just hasn't even... leagues apart. It really feels like so much had to change for it to even be close.
And I think that that has a lot to do with Genji finally figuring out how this new roster is going to play together. I think Duro's improvement has been astounding as well. But I think that Nongshim are also having a little bit of an off day. There is going to be a bounty picked up. I don't know whether it's going to mean anything at all, as Keen is a brick wall. True Shot Barrage does so much damage, but it also slows them all down as Duro comes in looking for that pulverize. Keen actually taking a bit here, but the knock-up's going to be too good. Out goes Gideon, and Fisher is now just amongst the beefcakes.
You know, I thought he might die, and then his unending despair proc, and he didn't.
Yeah, and Kingen, we thought he might die, and he did.
Yeah. Keen is just, at this point, basically immortal.
And
Ruler's hunting for Lahens.
Yep, and Lahens is going to die, because he just doesn't have anywhere to go. The headbutt going to help out there, but I think the Mystic Shot was already going to kill. And Jiu, is he even safe on his fountain, is the question, as he's not. That's a Mystic Shot from Ruler one more time. 7-0-7 for this guy's Ezreal. Ruler having a really good day today. Genji just looking a cut above the opposition as they slaughter Nongshim. Well, actually, it feels, often with Genji, it feels like they're the antagonist in Dragon Ball Z, where it's impossible to do anything to them ever until like the last episode.
And they find a new, like, longer blonde hair, more blonde hair.
Yeah.
Well, they've changed it now with modern Dragon Ball.
And then Goku's arm, like Gohan's arm falls off, and then they're able to win at the end. And Genji fall down. But in the meantime, they are absolutely untouchable, and that's what it kind of feels like here today. And Nongshim just kind of wishing that it was once again the LCK Cup, because this version of Genji just looks nigh unbeatable.
Yeah. Looked a little rough. Kingen had an okay time. Redemption
He did the most damage in the game.
Yeah. Jace seeming better than Diana in the top lane. That's something we learned from today. We confirm that. I'd rather see Kingen on Jace than on Diana. And if that isn't useful information, then maybe they didn't gain that much from this.
I think that is cup half full, kinda.
Yeah.
You know, I think bringing up the Diana game, that's on the cup half empty type side of things. However, the cup then gets a bit better when
the cup was half full.